about some things to kind of keep in mind when you're here. So if you haven't had a chance to read that yet, please do. It's kind of strange. I'm seeing feet dangling from up there like that. That's like really strange.
Hi up there,
that's, so, that's so cool. Oh
Chatty.
my god. Reminds me of the haunt. That's hilarious. Oh my
I
god.
know. Looks like a
Oh
prop
my
that we put
god.
up there.
It does look
We
like
should do
that,
that.
doesn't it? Oh man. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Okay. Okay, guys. So, couple of things. We're gonna talk about some stuff. It'll be a little tech, a little more on the tech side today than normal. We've got a few different things to talk about, but I do want to get some of the stuff in there that I know we always want to hear about, Apple Vision Pro and all that kind of good stuff and things going on. We have a few things to discuss, but why don't we go ahead and dive right in on that? Apple Vision Pro being one of those things to talk about. Um, so anyway, I don't know how many of you guys right now, if there are any of you folks that are intrigued with the Apple Vision Pro, jump up and down if you guys are thinking you're gonna buy this thing when it comes out. I'm definitely
Hmm.
curious. Yeah, right. I know.
Crickets. Hmm.
Well, listen to this though. Here's the thing that's really interesting with this. So they're
Mhm.
talking about the things that will and will not be part of the Apple Vision Pro, right? So they have confirmed that they are going to basically Apple saying, of course, they're not focused on gaming with this, right? There's not going to be any controllers. It's going to be, all the hand tracking and makes it tough for games. A lot of the developers are like, no, we're not going to deal with that because, we don't want to have to rearrange everything around for you guys. It's going to be a lot different from other headsets. And they're they're kind of insisting on calling these games spatial games. That's what Apple's
Mm.
doing. So they're
That's
calling them
right.
spatial games. Now, I'm going to tell you guys here a few. These are a few of the games that will be on the Apple Vision Pro. I'll just kind of rattle them off.
Okay.
Contour, Demio, woohoo!
Woohoo!
um,
Yes.
Game Room, Just Hoops, Mindway, Superfruit Ninja, and Rec Room is supposed to be on there at some point, but they do not have a date as to when because they have to work on hand tracking control developing stuff. So
Mm.
there's a lot that has
Mhm.
to go with that. However, what's become more interesting for people is what's not going to be on the AVP. So
Mm.
people are up in arms because, first and foremost, they will not be having Netflix. So you will not be able to Netflix and chill with the Apple Vision
That's
Pro.
really rotten. Yeah.
They will not have YouTube. You
What?
can go on the Safari browser, but there's no download, there's no YouTube. Nope, you can't go on that. Anything that is Meta
Oh.
owned, of course, Insta, Facebook, WhatsApp, Threads, that kind of stuff will not be on there. Um, YouTube Music, Roku, Snapchat, DoorDash, Faye. So that's a sad moment in time for you. You're not going to be able
I
to be.
always wanted to order my DoorDash from my headsets. I always. Oh man.
I
and
think
then
I'm gonna
Johnny,
Another one.
sideload Uber Eats now. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
totally sideloading Uber Eats now. Thank you for the idea.
Well,
Okay,
Johnny,
I
I
will
hate to dash
definitely
it for you.
give you the
There is also
information for
no
that.
Bumble. There will be no Bumble, Johnny. So
That I'm
no
not a bee.
lift. No lift for the bad dates, Johnny, when you got to send them home.
I don't go anywhere, and I'm not a bee. So
Spotify, whole lot of other stuff that will not be on there.
That's frustrating.
And what's happening, here's the other thing, is the iPad apps. You would assume that maybe you could utilize those. They're saying that no, that you are not going to be able, whatever the iPad apps are for some of these things, these companies say no, you will not be able to utilize them on the Apple Vision Pro. Now,
Oh no.
Apple's doing some other stuff, which is they have it set to where iPad apps in general will appear on the AVP unless the company opts out. So whichever company doesn't want to be on there has got to opt out or they will automatically be in there. And a
Hmm.
lot of companies are upset. A lot of them are upset because Apple has this new rule where they get to approve which apps can include a link or a button to their websites. So basically,
Oh
Apple
my
has the
gosh.
power to say yay or nay. You cannot connect directly to your website from here, which is not cool. And then they're
Hmm.
also adding a 27% fee for out of app purchases. So they're really not making
Mm,
this very attractive for
I
some of these
mean,
groups.
I heard knew it was going to be a walled garden, but this is ridiculous. I mean, it's pretty, it's more walled than I
yeah.
thought it was going to be. But I mean, maybe they're going for something. I was reading something the other day that showed like the sales figures, and so far, I
Hmm.
think they've sold around 200,000 of these AVP headsets. So
Hmm.
it's, I mean, you're talking about 700 million, and it's not even out yet. So
Hmm.
part of me is like, man, this sucks that it's so tied down and so walled garden. But at the same time, it's like this will affect the industry. Maybe not right
Hmm.
away, but already, like I think they're considering it a hit. So
Hmm. I also heard
Wow.
something though that they said that they're going to underproduce, so that they're actually not going to produce enough of them, so that they will always be in demand. They'll be running out of them at times,
Of
and they're going to seem like they're
course.
more in demand. So, Faye, what are
Oh
you
yeah.
thinking on that?
Yeah, that's something that is definitely done to, to increase the hype and things like that, and maybe try to get away from the bad press of
Hmm.
the things that they didn't include with the headset, so that they can, have that desire and things like that. Maybe it might kind of equal it out, but it's really sad that it's such a walled garden, because this is supposed to be the gateway for us to be able to get out and be able to do so many things, all the games, all of
Hmm.
the apps, and have it interconnect. It's just making it more and more difficult to be able to,
Hmm.
have any headset that you want to do all of the things that you want. It's
Yeah,
sad.
I'm just really
I'm
surprised. I'm just
sad.
surprised to hear all this stuff coming out.
I wanted it to be amazing. I think in the future
Hmm.
that it will be. I think that they'll
Hmm.
figure things out. They'll figure out their mistakes, but it doesn't sound like it right now. No.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if they're really that concerned about it right now. I mean, they know they're selling these units right now. They know that people are going to get them. And like they said, not it's not for everybody. I mean, it's not for the casual gamer, this or that. And it's something that I don't think is it's not going to hurt their bottom line right now. But I think
Hmm.
as things move on, they might come to some kind of agreements and compromises when it comes to these, these apps and these companies and
Hmm.
things like that. But I don't know. It just seems that I don't like that fee, the 27% fee and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
It's a
you're
lot. It's
seeing
like a
those
money
things
grab.
creeping up. You're seeing those things
Mhm.
creeping up for all different things, like, different social platforms and things have a fee based on if they make money in the app and things like that, that they take some, and
Mhm.
it's something that makes it go around. But no, I agree with you. I just wish it wouldn't actually happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, speaking of fees, is there any has anyone heard anything about the Unity fee? About the has that come down? Have they gotten a final thing on that?
I haven't been
I know there
following
was
it
a
since it
big
all happened.
thing about it, but it kind of just like faded away. I think they
Mhm.
realized what a big stink they caused, and then we have that
Hmm.
Prey Dog Unreal injector that came out. So I think
Yes.
Unity may be like, I don't know about all this. Maybe we don't want to be because now with that Prey Dog injector, which is basically like it's kind of like different game engines, right? So you have Unity and then you have Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine has a lot of PC games, like something like thousands of games that can be used with this injector mod. There's
Yes.
some tinkering, but there's not just Unity. There's all kinds of engines, and they're going to have to compete. Now, as far as the Apple Vision Pro, I do think it's going to be a rough time going. I do think they're
Mhm.
going to change things, but maybe the Apple Vision 2, maybe there'll be an Apple Vision Lite. So I think right now they're focusing more on generating revenue from hardware. And then once people accept it, I just feel like there's going to be a roller coaster of remember when everybody got into VR a few years ago, right? Then they say, oh, VR is dead. Well, now VR is alive again. But I think it's going to
Oh
go
yeah.
back to, hey,
It's
this
a
Apple
roller
Vision
coaster.
Pro isn't so good. It's going to be
Yeah.
dead again. And then it's going to, and then
Mhm.
eventually
Mhm.
we're all going to have it. But it's just like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
not about all these extra fees either. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope they figure it out because it's just there's some beautiful stuff that can happen with this. I hate to see people, get turned away in that way. Um,
Me too.
but speaking of, let's actually talk about this battery situation too. This is a little different. So lithium metal anode batteries, right? These lithium batteries, they're considered basically the holy grail of portable storage for things due to the storage that they have huge amounts of it, their affordability, the recyclability of the batteries and things like that. So the only thing about these lithium batteries, the problem has been that they've been kind of explodey over time. They like to go boom.
Yes.
They react to the water, to the air, to anything, basically, makes them really unsafe and unstable, and they like to explode. So they put decades of research into this, and now this is crazy. It's led to a stable lithium metal anoid battery. Now get this. It can charge a Windows laptop in minutes and it can last decades. It will not degrade. I mean, this thing is like the
Whoa.
cockroach of batteries, okay? And it's supposed to have this amazing storage. Looking for this to be a huge component in things like, electric vehicles and
Hmm.
energy grids, things like that, sustainable aviation, stuff like that. So this battery is like, oh, the amazing discovery that they've made.
Hmm.
Um, Now, I have a question regarding this. Do you guys feel that with this battery, how do you feel in terms of, and then after this, we're going to ask the audience some questions, but how do you feel about having this battery like this? This battery has been known to explode, but now they're like, okay, we have a version here. It's not going to explode. It's going to be great. Do you feel confident that that's something that you would trust having in your home, maybe charging overnight, you
Well,
know?
here's the
I
thing.
need some
I've
more
been many
time with it.
times. Yeah, like I've been in bed and like I don't have my charger, and like I might risk it. Like I might like, hey, it's either I get up out of bed and try and find my charger, or I might blow up. Like if you ask me right
You
now,
will
yeah,
go
I
for
don't
the
want to blow up,
chance.
but hey, in the middle of the night when your phone's at 1 and you're like, man, am I gonna wake up for work in the morning? Like, hey, I might take that chance.
Mm,
But I mean, it's
mm-hmm.
interesting technology, and I always thought batteries would get better. Either one or two things: the batteries are gonna get better exactly like this, or we're gonna be able to harness electricity like through the air, like Tesla, like wireless charging for everything. So I thought either one of those two things would happen, and it seems like maybe there's a battery breakthrough here. But what do you guys think? Do you think you would risk it, or you need more, you know?
Well, see, first of all, I don't know if you guys heard about that Tesla thing, right? Where there are a bunch of Tesla cars that were abandoned in, I forgot what state it was in, but
Chicago.
suddenly, thank you. Well, Faye, yeah, go ahead and enlighten us a little bit then about that, because tell the
Yeah.
story about that.
In Chicago, the weather was unexpected, and the snow and the cold was just too much for the Teslas to be able to get their charge. So they just kind of sat there, parked in these, charging stations for, I don't know how long was the period of time. Was it a week that they
It was
just were
like
too
almost,
cold
I think it was a
to be able
week.
to get going? Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just
I
too
mean,
cold.
can you believe that? You can't start it
No.
from zero. You literally have to have your car has to have a charge on it and be warmed up enough to start enough to charge it to even charge. To I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a graveyard of Teslas over there. People just abandon them.
Coming
And can I just
coming
say,
from
if you're able to
Montana
abandon your
though?
Tesla, my God, I mean, jeez.
Coming from Montana, though, originally there were so many days where we would not be able to leave our homes because the battery would be dead. The cold,
Wow.
like 40 below zero wind chill factor, like maybe
Oh,
20 below
gross.
zero actual. It was just
Mm,
temperatures that just cars couldn't sustain it. And so unless you had it plugged in at all times and charging and things like that, there would definitely be
mm,
times where it just wouldn't go. So I
wow.
I I was used to it, but it wasn't something that was typical.
Hmm. Oh my
Yes.
God. Let me ask the audience about that. What do you guys feel about that? Jump up and down a little bit if you have a thought on this. How would you feel? How safe would you feel having this battery situation? Do any of you guys have electric vehicles right now? Static? Let me hear what you have to
No,
say.
I don't
Hmm.
have an electrical vehicle, but regarding the batteries, it's I would never charge overnight, even with my Quest or anything. I definitely would be awake for
Hmm.
that and wouldn't leave the house, I guess. Maybe
Yeah, I'm
park
the
a
same way.
fire extinguisher next to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think in the beginning there will possibly be some battery explosions. There will be a
Hmm.
percentage of that, I do believe, but hopefully there
Hmm.
aren't too many.
Yeah, yeah, that would
Yeah.
be really bad. I'm the same way, by the way. I don't leave anything plugged in, and literally, even if I'm gonna be in another room for a while, I will. My dad's sleeping. I'm like, you know what, Dad, I'm not. I'm unplugging everything in here. I just don't want to leave anything on. I just don't feel comfortable with it. You never know. You just never know. Anybody else have any thoughts on this? No. Yeah. I don't know.
I
I'm just
think
not. It's
I
not.
think what you know it. he's totally right. It's something you want to really be careful for, and like this is where you really like look at who's making your hardware, because let's say fast forward 10 years, right? Now we've got stuff you can buy off of Wish that has this technology. Like, are you really going to trust the Wish one, or are you going to like, like try and focus on one from a reputable source? And you would hope that technology would be put in place, like some kind of runaway voltage meter that would shut it down. Like you would hope the safety technology keeps up with the battery technology, but who
Right.
knows? I just don't know enough about it,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. I just think it just seems a little sketch on that. I don't know.
My final thought
Um,
on that is I just would want more time to go by where this battery was being tested before it was like really something I would consider. I wouldn't want to
mhm.
be like, okay, when was the last explosion? And
Yeah,
now you're saying it's okay? Like I would take all of that into factor.
I know. Decades.
Yeah.
I mean,
and now
for
you're
this thing
putting it
to
in a
last
headset.
decades, it's like, oh God,
Oh
that's crazy.
God, not in my headset. No.
I know. I know.
I'm
I know. I
sorry.
get. Let's think about that. Think about we have that in our head right now when we have our headsets on. That's something
No,
that always
no,
scares the
no,
hell out
no,
of me.
no.
I'm just not comfortable with it. But um,
But these are
okay.
the lithium
So
I
ion.
let's.
would
These are
say that a
okay.
battery that
Th-
has a low chance of exploding has a low chance of fun.
yeah.
That's
There
a
you
There
go.
good
you
way to
go.
look at it, Lunar. That's our cameraman, people, everybody that can't see him.
Our invisible cameraman. Lunar's a brave man.
Yes.
Um, so guys, let's talk about Discord a little bit. So something really icky happened regarding Discord, and I this kind of shocked me. So there were nearly 3,000 current and former students at UC Irvine that were sent to the hospital after some hackers sent some traumatizing images to their Discord server. Now, I know that doesn't sound like something major, but it sent people, they were vomiting, they were crying, they were so messed up from this because the images were very graphic, very violent, super gory, really horrible things. And these are servers that people set up to swap notes, to study together, to join
Hmm.
clubs, things like that. And apparently these hackers got to like 30 channels and they demanded like $1,000 ransom, all that stuff. So these students, 100 of the students got together and they created a bot to block the hackers. And it
Hmm.
tracked down 400 different accounts that were associated with the attack and it blocked them, which I think is freaking awesome. Um,
Wow.
they did find out that one of the groups they tracked was a known hate group. And they also found out that this group hit Washington State and USC for nearly about a month. Irvine was about 4 days, and this is so bad that Irvine's offering counseling and cybersecurity for the students affected. But
Mm.
I got to tell you, I mean that's really horrific. You don't think the images would be bad. I was an office manager at a mortuary many years ago, and I unfortunately saw some things that I really wish I hadn't seen. And images stay with you. As a car accident I helped at, still have that in my head. There are images that stay with you regardless throughout your life. It doesn't matter if it's horrific. You hear about people who, the veterans who come back from war and post-traumatic stress, things like that. But the things that some of these people see, it's absolutely awful. So it does make sense that even some visual images are going to upset people and put them in that situation. How do you guys feel about like, do you feel secure with Discord? Do you feel concerned about hackers, things like that?
Mm. I think that we are coming to a point where we need to be concerned about it. But bots are definitely something that a lot of people are using in order to ban accounts that
Hmm.
are causing problems and things like that. Um, as far as a secure platform, though, I wouldn't put my bank account information in there or anything like that that would be self-identifying information that I wouldn't want to get out. No.
Hmm. Johnny, what do you think?
What
What are you
about you,
feeling?
Johnny?
Man, it's just to echo what you're saying on seeing things and them sticking with you. I mean, like for some people, there's like a spectrum of, hey, I can handle seeing messed up stuff. And then there's some people that say, hey, I can handle it, but they really can't. There's some that are like, yeah, they seek out and they want to look at it. And there's some people that get just traumatized. So what the problem with this is an actual, like, this is malicious. This isn't just rickrolling somebody. Like, you're trying to cause somebody pain through it. So this is really like, they're just real scumbags. They're not, like I say, they're not pranking. It's not funny. Like, this is really not good. And and as far as Discord being a safe platform, I don't know. Like, I'm on Discord all the time, and yeah, like, I don't think it's that safe. And I kind of had to agree with Faye. You kind of have to be careful, and it's not the prince. Like how do I say this? This is kind of like when there was that situation where somebody got assaulted in the VR headset. Some people say, well, just take it off. Well, that's not the point. The point is just be a good person and don't, go out there intentionally to hurt somebody. There's no need for that. There's plenty of that in the real world. We don't need that on our digital platforms and all of that. So that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Guys, what do you think? Anyone up here? Jump up and down a little bit here if you've got some thoughts on this, because I'm kind of curious how you guys feel about this. Are you guys feeling secure with Discord? Do you have any thoughts on that? How that makes you feel? No? Yeah, we got Kitty. Discord Kitty. Yes. What are your thoughts here on this?
You should be the voice of Discord.
Authority.
Discord
They
Kitty.
don't even let my name display properly.
It's a little bit of irony there, but we're just gonna gloss over that. We don't like to point things out here on virtually live. Stating the obvious.
I realize that this is especially if it was like a lot of younger people like in school, that's going to be quite shocking to them. In terms of security, I've just been around the internet for so long. I'm not saying those images wouldn't affect me, but I'm saying it's to be expected. And it's sad to actually say that. And just to agree on the fact is, like, you've got this power, you know how to do this stuff. You don't have to go and just like mess with people and just like ruin their day, ruin their life, whatever, like just the way people are going and the whole swatting thing and everything. It's like, why don't you turn that around and use it to fight against the stuff that you can, like, there's all sorts of awful places on the web. There's all sorts of awful hate groups. So why don't you go and if you're going to mess with something, mess with those people, mess with people that are advocating for violence and whatever else, not like just innocent people trying to use a platform. And I mean, Discord, in my opinion, is as safe as any other platform. So, on the same token, it's all about protecting yourself, throwaway email addresses, not putting your information. I mean, even Amazon could be hacked and our information could get out there. And we all use that service, I'm sure.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true. Anyone else have any thoughts you want to share? Because I'm thinking that, something like this, we're going to have to get this out of our heads a little bit. So I'm feeling, what is that? I'm feeling it's time for a dance break. Johnny, have we any tunes for a wonderful, fantastic moment in time? We can start boogieing. Yeah, dance break, everyone. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Everybody jump out of here. Go down.
Yeah, that's it.
We were dancing. Jerry was like, I'm out of here. Look at Jerry's going. Yeah.
Mosh pit.
Who's doing the cat? That you, Johnny?
That's my favorite sound effect Johnny has. He brings it into everything for me because I love it so much. Mosh pit. Yeah. Mosh pit.
Mosh pit.
Yeah.
Literally, we stopped each other with our colliders.
The foot.
Yeah. It's fish push. Want to know who's never seen fish push? Psycho. Psycho has never seen tush push.
Perfect time.
Razor.
She's all, I'm only coming in on the dance break. She's all here for the dance break. Nice. All right. Yeah. Hey, Root. Woo! Yeah, absolutely.
Hello.
Fantastic. All right. All right. I'm feeling so much better about that now.
That was great.
Wonderful.
I just want to say that I don't know if that's the person fighting the hackers or the hacker, but it kind of looks like Taylor Swift a little bit. I know that there's some Swifties in the crowd that may have just arrived, but there's a little Taylor
I
there.
get the vibe that's the hacker.
I bet that's one of the it's like one of the 100 one of the 100 students that made the bot. Probably I would think that would work.
Taylor's fighting the hackers. I know it.
There you go. She's swiftly fighting the hackers. See what I did there? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'll be here all the week. Just kidding. Only tonight. All right. So now, guys.
Next week, though.
Next week, though. Yeah, that's true. What am I kidding? I'll be here every day. Razor, you came in at actually the appropriate time because, believe it or not, we're going to be talking about the next situation on here, which is Razor puts out these great chairs, right? Well, not this Razor, but of course she would. Her chairs would be amazing, but
She's like,
but
what?
they're CES. They went ahead and Razor unveiled their Project Esther. This is a haptic gaming cushion. It uses 16 haptic actuators to feel totally immersed in the games. And it fits in any gaming chair. This is when they come out to retail. They're not at retail yet, but when they do. But this made me laugh when I was hearing some people talk about this. They're saying that what this uses is Razer has these Sensa HD haptics, and it kind of a combination of their what they have in their Nari gaming headset, and then the acquisition of that company Interhaptics, which it's kind of a haptic development platform kind of game thing for studios. And this allows developers to customize the haptics, to their own preferences, directionality, integration for games, things like that on different platforms. But what's kind of interesting about this is what you feel. So like you could be playing Call of Duty. Some guys think you can get shot in the ass and you'll feel that. You could be turning a car, like in a game, turning the corner, and you could be feeling that. And this is the best part of it, guys. If someone comes around and gives you a little pat on the tush, you're going to feel it. So I think that's good.
Now
I'm
I
almost
know
like,
where that's
sign me
going
up.
for.
Yeah,
Put me in,
I
coach.
like this.
That is definitely
what do
going
you,
to have some use.
I'm almost afraid to ask Faye. I want to hear what you have to say. Johnny, I'm a little afraid to hear about what he has to say regarding the pat on the ass. But what do you think, Faye?
That's definitely going to have some usage in the VR chat and certain circles and certain.
Yeah, they're going to come up with a lot of uses.
There's going to be usage. I can definitely see the awesomeness for gaming, for being able to feel that rumble of your seat whenever you're doing like Forza 4 or something like that, one of your driving games. But yeah, VR chat people will absolutely love that. And when are we going to have all these haptics everywhere? When are we having Ready Player One type life?
I would
where we have
love it. Are you
haptic
kidding?
and full body suits.
Reminds me.
I'd live in here.
All of that.
It's like Upload. It's like that TV show Upload with the suits
Upload.
and everything. I mean,
that's not
these,
a very
couple years ago,
suit.
and I like it.
What was that? You say
I got
again?
one of these. I got one of these last year or maybe the year before, the B haptic suit, and it kind of reminds me of that. Like when I'm playing Population 1 and they shoot you in the back, you feel it in the back, and
I've seen those.
it's got some other uses in VR chat. I mainly use it for the shooters
Some
though.
usage.
Yeah, I'll mainly use it for the shooting.
I'm sure.
Oh my god.
I'm sure you use it for all the shooters. Correct.
Yeah, there you go. Quote unquote shooters. Yeah.
Shooters.
Okay, Johnny. Yeah.
Shooters.
Wow. What about you guys out there? How are you feeling about all this? Would you guys let's jump up and down a little bit here and share whether you would be interested in that cushion? Would you guys be getting that thing? I mean, I think it'd be kind of fun.
What's the cost? What are we talking about for a cost?
I don't know. They weren't saying. They don't have a price point yet because they're not ready to bring it to retail. Razor, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of thinking about, how you were talking about how, like, people can, like, pat you on the tush and stuff. Like, that sounds great and all, but, like, hopefully there's, like, a toggle or a way to where you can, like, make it where that's more consensual than, like, just out of nowhere.
Friends only.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel coming like going through VR chat, and all of a sudden you're getting a pat on the tush. You turn around, it's like this 12-year-old boy. I'm like, oh god,
yeah.
It's just gross.
Just
gross. No, but you're right. A toggle, definitely a toggle. many a toggle.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any thoughts on that? You guys, anybody else who'd get that? Yeah, Jim. What about you?
I actually think it's pretty good though, because think about it. At least you knew that 12-year-old patted your butt, right? Because at least you're warned than them doing it when you don't even know that's going on while everyone else is chuckling behind you because he just did that to you.
We've all been there. We've all been there. You're right.
Have we?
You are
Have we
right.
though, Faye? Do tell. Nothing below 13 for me, people.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well,
Any
just
other
imagine
Static? You have
this
any
chair.
thoughts?
Yeah, it'd be really cool for movies even. You know, if you had a specific app that
Yeah.
Oh,
synchronized it with
yeah.
some of the effects of a movie or
Turn
just
it
the
into
speakers and the bass.
40 Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
great.
nice.
Yeah.
Just imagine
Johnny?
like you're on a
Wouldn't that be-
Zoom call, like you're on a Zoom call, and then your boss like vibrates your chair to wake you up, like bzzz, like oh shoot, I was paying attention. I swear.
Electric shock in it.
Don't fire
Yeah, I was
me.
gonna say a shock razor.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh
Oh.
gosh.
That's an upgrade.
Are you kidding? My friends in here would be doing that to me. I'm constantly falling asleep on my friends in here.
Oh, I've been doing the same.
Yesterday I was working on something in the karaoke area, the Crystal Lake, and I went into the little crystal room because there's nobody there, right? I'm all alone there, and I was starting to do something, and I have not, I'm not sleeping at nights and stuff like that, so I was dozing off because I'm just not getting sleep, so tired, and all of a sudden I hear this, "Hi, hey," and it's Faye. She scared the living crap out of me because I was so out of it. She's like, "Were you falling asleep?" Like,
Again?
"Yes." Again, I know it's terrible. Our movie night, sometimes he'll be like, "Oh," she's like, "Psycho, Psycho." I'm like, "I'm so sorry." It's terrible.
Oh, no.
So that cushion would actually be something I would rush out right away and get, simply for Faye's sake, mostly.
Oh, I get a button?
You can
My
have a
own
button. You get your own button.
I think
That'd
I
be
need
very
one
useful.
too because I got called out the other night. I was playing Dungeons of Eternity with Razor, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And then I was like, "Oh shoot!" I was like, "I was making sure none spawned." She's like, "Yeah, okay." So
Yeah.
You fell asleep.
I know.
I was out.
It's-
I don't even remember.
It's
taking the
bad.
headset off.
Oh no,
I love it.
it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I'll even get like my orders from Faye in advance. She's like, "Did you not sleep? Did you sleep? Okay, I need you to sleep at least a few hours." And I'm like, "Okay, you're not the boss of me." Okay. So, anybody
As long
else?
as I get a
Anybody else?
button, I can handle it.
Oh, you'll get a button for God's sake.
What about
Anyone
you?
else
You're
have any
going
thoughts
back
on it?
and forwards. What do you think?
Is it going to have like a massage function? I guess it seems like it would. I mean, not
That'd be
that
amazing.
heavy,
Yeah, custom
just back
massages.
and
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be cool?
uh,
I would.
so I
would be
have the he-
definitely be into it.
I have the Nori headphones already.
Oh, do
and,
you? How are they?
they're big?
What do you? Yeah.
They're big.
Way too big. I got them for VR,
Well,
uh,
that's what she said.
and they're huge. They're really huge. They're huge.
Wow.
They're really huge.
Mm.
Are they
Do you
comfy?
Yeah,
enjoy them though? I
they're-
mean, are there, do you see, are there positives to that or?
No, not really.
Okay.
They're big. The haptics are great. So the company that they, I forgot the name of the company that made the haptics for it.
Mhm.
But they're using a really good company for the haptics.
Mm.
So it's going to be strong, definitely.
Yeah, I've got the
Fascinating.
what is that? They have a this is terrible for me to not remember. It's so long ago I got it, but they've got the vest. But I have the belt. They've got the belt that came out with. It was off of a Kickstarter, and you plug your headset into it so that you've got the sound, but you've also got the the effects when
yeah,
something
I remember
happens.
that one.
Yeah,
I
I've got the belt.
remember it, but
pretty
I
cool.
don't remember the name.
Yeah, I forgot
I
the
was
name.
always
Isn't that
interested
crazy?
in
That's
it.
I haven't even used it. It's funny. I
Huh.
got it before I lost the hearing in this ear. So for me, the sound was amazing when I got it, and I had the I had it plugged in. The sound was incredible, and especially I had to turn it down because it was really intense, and it was awesome when you get the feel and all that kind of stuff. And after I lost the hearing, I just didn't use it anymore. But you know what? I realized somebody was talking about it, and people are using it without the sound, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I could still get some of the haptic stuff. So I think I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna go on an archaeological
cool.
excavation and dig it back out because it was pretty cool. The vest was
awesome.
expensive though. I can't remember, but somebody I knew got the vest and thought it was
Those
pretty
are
neat.
very
So
woofer.
Woofer, that's it. Yes, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was it.
but the belt was enough.
cool.
You don't even need the vest. The belt was enough to really get a feel for something. It was pretty powerful. So
I
Yeah,
went
I love that
to
technology.
CES a couple of years ago and I got a chance to try the VHaptics gloves. And that was an
How are
amazing
those?
experience. That was incredible. So you could feel something in the palm of your hand, like they would actually place it and you could feel that. But I think that the most amazing thing was I was put in a social environment with another person who had a haptic set, and the very it the reason you were there were to throw fireballs and to slash each other with swords and things like that.
I just
All
want
I
a
wanted to
hug.
do is touch my hand,
Yeah.
touch my
Yeah.
hand. That's all I cared
Yeah.
about, and I could feel the person. It's like, okay,
Oh,
that's
that's
happening
amazing.
sometime. That's
Aw.
happening sometime. Yeah.
See, that's all I would want. I wouldn't even need to throw fireballs. I just want to hug the people I care about. I just want to hug my friends. That's all I would want. That's
Yep,
awesome.
I agree.
Oh,
That's
I'll
so
probably do
cool.
wow, that
both.
would be
I
I
want
would
the
like
haptics.
both. And you look at Razer, like this is a company who I might consider using an experimental battery. They're good quality, so I
Mhm.
like this. I
Mhm.
hope they come out with more things. I have a couple
Yeah.
Razer products, and I like them. They're
Me
sturdy.
Mhm.
They
too.
work
My
well.
mouse is right
They
here.
update a lot. Like that's the one thing I don't like. It's like every time I turn around, they're like, "Hey,
Oh
you
my
got to
gosh.
update." I'm like, "It's a
Yes.
keyboard. Like how many?
Yes.
So
Yep. Yep. It's totally true. Totally
Yeah,
true.
no, I think that's interesting though. Um, so speaking of being with a social environment and things like that, let's bring something else into the social environment. Let's bring in some robotics a bit here. Here's the thing. Ever since I
Ooh.
was a kid, I was enamored with robots and things like that and audio animatronics. That's why Disneyland for me
same."
was amazingly exceptional because while my friends were like
Mhm.
enjoying just the fun of the ride, I'm all like mesmerized by each of the audio animatronics. And as a matter of fact, it became a thing with my friends. They always knew, oh god, that the first thing they had to do when we go in the park, the first thing I did every time was I made a beeline to the Abraham Lincoln, to the story that he was telling about the Civil War. I'd go in there, I'd watch the story, I'd cry. Every time I'd cry, it was so sad when the brothers fought and one died. I cried. But then the second those curtains parted and Abraham Lincoln started speaking, the world was just shut out for me. It was incredible. So when I see the stuff that's going on now with a lot of these companies, I'm really intrigued with it. And there's a company called Figure, and this is amazing. They just signed the first commercial deal that is going to send general purpose robots to work at the BMW factories in South Carolina. And the
Cool.
thing about this company that's amazing, they started this like
Wow.
10 months ago, this program, and basically it is such a crazy rapid pace that they have developed this stuff that from, I guess, the prototypes on up to working within a year of development. The prototypes were up and working and walking within a year. It took them a short amount of time. They busted these out. These things are
Mm.
humanoid. They are amazingly like creepy in a way.
A
um
humanoid.
there's a video. This is what's now they're
Oh.
going to be used them on assembly line and things. But let me tell you what the creepy thing is. This is a creep factor. And I say
Mhm.
this also the cool factor, but creep factor. Because listen, let's be honest. If I had a gazillion dollars, I would certainly be buying one of these right away to have it in my home because it's awesome. But what they did is they gave a verbal request to one of them, a command to make some coffee. This thing didn't know how to do that. What it did was it watched video demonstrations on how to make coffee, and then after watching those
Whoa.
demonstrations, it went and made the coffee. So,
Whoa.
how incredible is that? Does that
Oh.
freak you guys out, Faye? How are you? I
Uh-huh.
mean, what are you thinking about it?
Uh-huh.
Would you
Uh-huh.
like a
Uh-huh.
grande or a venti?
I will take a
Oh
venti,
my
thank you.
god. I'll take a tall, please.
Do you want cream or sugar?
Splenda, please. Thank you so
Mm,
much.
sugar.
Throw a little vodka
Wow.
in Faye's. Get a little vodka in
Alright,
Faye. She's gonna be
alright.
great.
Let me get that going.
This
I mean,
scares me.
yeah.
To be honest, I mean, okay, so it watched videos. It watched videos.
Hmm.
No, those things would be able to consume it before it even is something you have to watch. They would just be like input, input, and take huge amounts of data and just
Hmm.
digest it and be able to do everything. How far does this go?
Well, look at the videos they have
Wow.
online about how to, kids are learning to make bombs, pipe bombs online, right? Look at all the videos online on how to make these horrific things. I mean, here, robot, take a look at that. Here's how you construct a bomb, right? Here's an explosive. I mean, Jesus, that's a
Here's
little
the
much. Johnny,
internet.
what's your
Why
thought?
don't you
I
just
just make
enjoy it? Have
coffee.
every part.
I
Huh?
only make coffee and
I
build
only make.
BMWs.
That's not in my programming.
Yeah, I'll take the coffee though. I don't know. Johnny, would you have one of these guys in your home?
I don't know. Like, part of me wants to say absolutely not, and part of me is like, I can't avoid it, so I might as well just jump on the bandwagon because I use technology so much, and I feel like eventually it's going to be a part of everybody's lives. And I only hope that the checks and balances are either done by the corporations or by the government. And I don't have faith in much, so I feel like it's just a genie that's out of the bottle. And I just hope people know what they're doing. But I can't say no robots because I feel like I already have robots in my life. They're just
Yeah,
AI
we do.
and stuff like that. So the genie's kind of out of the bottle, I think.
Well, remember that vacuum
Yeah.
cleaner I talked about last week when we were talking about the things at CES and the worst, the worst inventions and things like that. And there was that one vacuum cleaner that they're saying stay away from it because it's kind of a spy bot, and it can be hacked. And that's kind of creepy,
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
Little Roomba kind of running around and coming into the bathroom when
Mm.
you're in the bathroom, coming into your bedroom, coming into all these places. It's just a little creepy. Guys, what do you think out here? Anybody have any thoughts on this? A little jumping up and down here? Static, what's your thought?
All I have
Static,
to
what's
say
your thought
is,
on that?
all I have to say is, Skynet, you have been warned.
Yeah,
I picture
right?
this.
Yeah.
I picture this
Me
thing running
too.
around, and with its little army of Roombas, during the uprising.
The uprising. Yep.
Oh no!
100%.
Just make
Yep.
sure you all treat your AI kindly. They'll remember.
Oh, you know
Yes.
what? This is gonna seem a little ridiculous, and I'm not kidding you, right? But I got this from when I was when I did a Halloween at the Winchester Mystery House, which is the most haunted house in America, or whatever. I went in
Amazing.
there, and I'm not kidding. I would talk to the house. I would greet the house. I would thank it for allowing me to be there, all this stuff, and I'm not kidding. And I can tell you guys haunted stories about that later. But that made all the difference because I believe in showing respect to everything, right? And it turns out that a lot of things were I had a really good time with it, and a lot of things that could have happened to me did not, even though they happened to other people. And the people that worked there were like, "Oh, the house really likes you, and the spirits like you." When it comes to AI, I'm not kidding. Even when I use a Chat GPT, I always start out with, "Hi, could you please?" And I always like, "Thank
Me
you. That
too.
sounded great. Do you think we could do this?" I'm not kidding you. I always do
I'll
that,
say
even with
thank
Chat
you.
GPT. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do it all the time. I don't
It's
know.
just
I'm just that. You know.
uh,
What do you guys think? Anyone else
hopefully
have any
we
more
will at
thoughts?
least be picked to be the
Mm.
last that go,
I'm
Maybe I should
hoping.
What was
start
that?
doing that.
Yeah, let's see some jumping up and down if anyone has anything else to add to this, because I'm really curious what people are thinking about this. And I know that I don't know about this particular droid, but I know that a lot of the robots that are coming out, I heard that one of them that's coming out is going to be like $250,000, and you can just have it in your home. It's not going to be,
Mm,
that's still kind of up there.
wow.
I don't know. That's just a bit crazy. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of intriguing about the robots, robot
Mhm.
revolution. Um, so I'm kind of a couple of stories here that are kind of off the chart, so to speak, away from the tech for a minute. So our military protects us, our men and women that are there doing all that for us. I have the greatest respect for, and I think they're incredible. And you know what? They're kind of superhuman. But every so often, you get reminded that they are human. For example, there was a little situation that they referred to as a mishap back in September, where they had to call 911 after one of their jets went missing in South Carolina. So, what happened? Something happened to this jet that was flying, and an F-35 jet. So the pilot ejected, and he parachuted out, ended up parachuting into a person's backyard, where that person, of course, called 911 and handed the phone to the pilot, and he was talking to
Wow.
the dispatch.
Oh
Oh
no!
no.
Oh no.
We lose
Look,
her
where'd that
about this
go?
time
No.
of the day.
She
Yeah.
also disappeared.
It was the robots.
About that.
Yep, they're onto her.
Oh no,
I think she went stealth. That's what
Okay,
happened.
it's
She went
not
Oh,
stealth.
that's what it was?
Ah.
Okay, she's got that new
Yeah.
stealth technology.
She's got the stealth
Ooh.
technology, but this is something that I think.
You guys see the
I mean, I
realism
don't
of
blame
this
them for
story?
calling the police.
There you are.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just told them
Yeah,
to
they
put
got
on
your
your
call.
stealth. That was all. You
That
put
was
on
it.
your
So,
stealth,
you
that was
know,
all.
Stealth mode.
I kind of want to act this out for you guys, kind of like storytelling, but with a little action going on. So the guy went ahead and got out of this thing, right? He was able to get out of there, but once he ejected, the jet continued. It kept traveling until it disappeared from view. So all on its own. And what was really the quote that got me was when one of the major in the service called was talking to the 911, and his quote was, "We're trying to look for it, and we are coming up dry so far."
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So they did not find this
Whoa.
thing until the day after. What they
Wow.
found was a debris field that was in a rural area, and
Oh.
thank God it was a rural area. There was nobody injured, which is, oh my God, it was a miracle.
Wow.
But it ended up more than 75 miles from the neighborhood where the pilot had ejected.
Hi.
I mean, 75
That's
miles,
actually
right?
Not that far for a jet.
Well,
That's true.
I'll tell
Wow.
you something. It ended up being like $100 million loss, which is insane.
Oh, that's a lot.
Holy cow, that's a lot.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot.
Wow.
I don't know. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Mm.
It's insane.
crazy.
Can
I
you
mean,
imagine
Somebody
being
had a
that
bad night.
dispatcher?
I can't imagine.
Yeah,
There it
somebody had a
goes.
bad day, Johnny. There it is. See ya. Oh my God.
Wow.
So oh, I got to tell you guys this other thing. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love a good Coke when I'm going to McDonald's. Okay. McDonald's, and I was just talking to my friend about this
Yeah.
about a month ago. We were talking about how the Coca-Cola tastes so much better at McDonald's. And
Mhm.
we're kind of wondering,
Well,
you know,
Diet
even at
Coke,
other
but yes.
places. Well, yeah, Diet Coke too. Yeah, but this is what's amazing. There is actually a reason for this. There are a few reasons for this. I'm going to tell you guys this stuff because this is crazy. It blew my mind. It is
Okay.
true that Coke tastes better at McDonald's, and there's a few guidelines they have. So Coke has specific guidelines that McDonald's follows so that it tastes the best. So for instance, McDonald's has to clean out the soda fountain with filtered water so it has a better flavor coming out. The syrup and the filtered water that they use are pre-chilled, and they add extra syrup. So
Oh.
that's added so that when the ice is added to the drink, it's kind of the perfect ratio of, you know, syrup to frozen water, whatever. And
So it's
the
changing
cold,
it.
oh no, but the cold, well, yeah, it does. But the cold temperatures, what it doesn't
Huh.
change though is the nice thing about it is the cold helps maintain the carbon dioxide, and that makes the carbonation last longer. So, you know, who wants a flat soda, right? I mean, that tastes good.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is the syrup is delivered in stainless steel tanks that keeps it fresh, safe from the air, the temperatures, and things like that. Other restaurants, their syrup is delivered in plastic bags. That's just wah wah. You know,
Wow.
I feel like, oh, so sorry for you other guys. And the
Huh.
reason that McDonald's has the tanks, this is kind of cool, is back in 1955 when Ray Kroc, who created McDonald's, he had a really amazing relationship with the Coca-Cola company. And because of that relationship, back in 1955, they are still giving McDonald's the stainless steel containers simply because of the good relationship they had with Ray
Hmm.
Kroc. So
Oh, that's
I
cool.
thought that was kind of interesting. Any thoughts on that?
That's never something that I would have thought of. So there's actually a really real true reason why it tastes better, and it does.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
does the audience agree that when you go to McDonald's and you have one of those, it's just something about it that's different? I definitely have noticed
Yep,
that.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep. Not
Yeah.
the same. You go buy a
I got
six
a
pack
good
at the store, you know?
story about that.
Wow.
I actually
What's
have
that?
some expertise to offer in this. When I just picture a teenage Draculus going to his first job in,
Mhm.
yes, it was
I can see it.
McDonald's. And basically, I went in and that was horrible. They put me on the drive-through, and I had to, like, you know, people would say, I want this and that with no pickles, but this one I want extra pickles, blah, blah, blah. So eventually, like, I got so stressed out, I would put whatever. Like, I would just start putting random things and then just giving in the bag. That lasted about an hour or two. I thought I was gonna get fired, but I didn't. So they found out. They're like, "Hey, you know what? Let's put this kid up front." Well, no, never mind. They put me in the fries first, and I messed up the fries, but I didn't get too
How can
much
you
in
mess up
trouble. They
fries?
said, "Let's
What did you do?
I
Too
put
much
too much
salt.
salt, and then I dropped them.
Oh,
so,
never too much salt and
yeah,
fries.
like I
on
kept,
McDonald's
like I
fries.
got nervous taking them from the fryer and into the thing, and I got scared. I didn't want to anyway, so I got in trouble with
Oh
that.
man.
And then finally they go, "This
Aw.
kid don't shut up, so let's put him in the front." And I was put in the front, and I was able to talk with the people, and just kind of ask them about their day, and it would give me enough time to input the menu items. So, but where the story's going is, I got in a lot of trouble there. But I got in no bigger trouble than simply stepping foot into where the soda stuff was. They're like, "Get that one out of here. I don't want him in there. We got tap integrity." And it's true. Like, that was the one thing I almost got fired just for stepping into there. Like, this guy got so mad at me. So they're serious about their sodas. And yeah, so I worked there for about 6 months, and then I went somewhere else, and I didn't like it there, and I called them up. They said, "Hey, you still got the pants?" I'm like, "Yep." They're like, "Be here tomorrow at 2. I'm like, "Okay."
Oh no!
Oh,
Wow.
McDonald's soda, serious business.
Yeah, it was bad.
That is major.
Also,
oh
wow.
my
I
god!
don't know if you saw Grimace stepping out of the DeLorean. I just had to put that one in there to cover the
Oh,
ad.
right on.
Sorry.
Oh, look
Oh,
at that!
nice.
I love that.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you remember when they
It's
had
a
the
purple
Grimace shake?
That's
Yeah,
what it
but
is.
everybody
Look,
said it was
yeah.
just vanilla. They were like, "Yeah, it's just vanilla. It's not special." I was
Oh
like,
my.
"Oh."
In my mind, I tasted something special.
Looked special there to me.
In my mind, I
special
missed
to
it when
me.
they had it, so I'm glad it didn't taste like something
Oh.
special. Oh my
Well,
god!
that's another
So
thing
there's
about things that we've lost is, lost those nacho fries again.
Oh my god! Can I just
Taco
tell you?
Bell.
So yeah, Taco Bell guys. Okay, so first of all, I turned Faye onto the nacho cheese fries at Taco Bell, right?
She
And
did.
she's addicted. They're amazing. So here I am when I'm going through the drive-through at Taco Bell the other day. There you go. And Faye's on, Faye and I are on the phone, and Faye travels through the drive-throughs with me constantly, and so we're going through. I say we when we're going through Taco Bell. Um, she's like, "Go get the cheese fries. Go get the cheese fries." I'm like, "Oh no, I don't want to get them. I don't want to get because I want to get something better." "No, you got to get them. Get them for me. Get them for me." I'm like, "Oh god." So I went to go get them, and I'm like, "Okay, fine." And I asked the guy, "Hey, so wait a minute, they're not on the menu. Do you have the cheese fries?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we don't have them." And Faye was devastated, and I was just
Oh my
like,
goodness.
Faye, they don't have the cheese fries anymore." And I asked the guy, I said, "So what happened?" And Faye looks at it. She's like, "No, they're supposed to have it. It's supposed to be here. It's online." I mean, she literally looked this up online. And I'm like, "Oh my god." And I asked the guy, "So like, what happened? When did you stop doing this?" They're like, "Oh, about 2 weeks ago, they stopped the fries." And Faye was like, "They're supposed to have them." She was like so
No.
adamant about it. I had to turn my volume down on the phone because I had her on speaker. I'm like, excuse me, just 1 minute, please." I was like, "Oh, don't, they're gonna spit my food. Knock it off." So it was it's really something to try, the nacho cheese fries, that is for sure.
They're
Um,
good. They'll be back in
although
April. I did the research.
yeah,
They'll be back in April.
Did you see
It's
she
okay.
did research?
It's just a few months. It's
What do
okay.
you know
But
about
it's
the
perfect.
McRib?
No, but this is what's perfect
I
though, is
didn't
that
research
Faye and
that yet,
I
but I can.
Faye and I, our birthdays are in April. So that's kind of like a gift to us that the nacho cheese fries are coming back
Yay!
when we have our birthdays. That's kind of fun.
It's a birthday gift, right?
Johnny, by
Yep.
the way, I was told the McRib is not real like meat, like it's like gross, bad, nasty stuff.
Aw,
So you
come
should
on,
probably
don't
be
I
ruin
always
careful.
the
say I'm gonna
illusion.
try
I'm just
it, and I
saying.
never try it.
Good.
I just can't get over the meat, the bone shape in the meat. Like, is that necessary? I just haven't tried it yet,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering.
So
It's
Yeah.
like,
good. It's
it's a
so
love it or
good. Just don't
hate
worry
it.
about
It's
it.
like, oh, okay, I
Well,
like that. All right, just jump into
well,
it.
let me
Mhm.
tell you,
Okay.
that's
Close
actually
your eyes
a
if you
nice
need.
segue into our final story, though. Speaking of grossness, Johnny.
Oh,
So
sorry.
here we at Virtually Live, we're all about the class, people. Okay, just want to make that clear. um,
Oh yes.
so I try to put a lot of thought into a lot of the articles, to make sure it's something that everyone's gonna enjoy and like. And then when I turn to Faye and Johnny, I'm like, okay,
Wait,
do you
wait,
guys
wait,
have
wait.
any article you want to bring on
What
and
if I
add?
just do
And
it? What if I just do
don't
it
put
with
it up yet.
sound? Let me.
Don't. was this article in? I'm like, oh my God, it was so important to him. I'm like, yes, Johnny, we'll put it in. Matter of fact, we'll make it at the end of the pod talk since that's appropriate. So there was an American Airlines flight and they had to turn around. They had to go and remove a guy from it because of flatulence. Because the guy kept tooting his horn in the plane. He started getting into I can't believe I'm talking about this. This is oh my God, this is so opposite of what we stand for.
You can do it.
So this guy started getting in fights with people, and when he was letting loose, he'd turn around and people would say something. He's like, "Oh, you think that's bad? Well, smell this," and he would then again start farting, purposefully trying to do this. And so he kept commenting, upsetting people, farting in their faces, and all this stuff, to where it just became so bad that a big ruckus started. The people were fighting about it. So the airline crew had to get involved and come back and literally break it up. And they had to end up taking this guy off the flight. It delayed it like 25 minutes or whatever. But everybody was like, we were totally okay with it delaying because we needed to get rid of this guy. So Johnny, I hesitate to do this, but Johnny, why don't you talk about this since it's so dear to your heart?
Oh man, we only have a little bit of time, but I'm gonna go with look. Just because
time's
you're
up.
in
What
the
a
air
shame.
don't mean you gotta be foul. Just because you're in the air doesn't mean you gotta be foul. What else is there? Maybe that's what happened to the fighter jet. Maybe he busted, you know what, and it got stinky, and he had to get out of the fighter jet. I don't know.
Oh my
Hold
God.
on, I have these written down. I don't know, but it's
Johnny.
bad. And I would complain too. If someone's next to me farting on the plane, you best believe I'm gonna click that little bell and say, look, you gotta do something.
Okay. That's just wrong. I mean, okay, guys, I think I hate to close on that, but this is awful. So I think what I will do is close on a quote, guys, which I like to do sometimes. Maybe I could salvage our reputation. So again, guys, there's a quote that was really awesome. Muhammad Ali had this quote: "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on Earth." And I just want to remind everybody, keep that stuff in your mind when you leave. When you go out and you go about your week and everything till you come back and see us next week. Just remember, when you're walking, don't keep your eyes straight ahead. Keep them down there and see if there's somebody down below that maybe needs some help, reaching out a hand or something like that. Do what you can to help people, guys. Be kind to one another, okay? Be kind, help people. Go out of your way to really do something good for other people. And it really comes back to tenfold the way you make you feel, So please help one another, be kind, and guys, have a really wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining us here, and please come back again next week. Faye, Johnny, any parting words? Oh, Faye.
Oh no,
Did part.
Faye.
Jeez.
They parted.
Uh-oh. Oh, there she is. I was just asking for parting words, Faye. I'm like,
Faye.
wow, peace out, Faye. Maybe you can wait until I, ask if you got
I'm
something to say.
gone. No.
So we're closing it off here. What do you have any
course.
parting words for people?
My parting words are thank you for coming. We really appreciated having you here at our pod talk, and we're going to be back here every week at the same time, same place, and looking forward to sharing more with you.
Johnny, I hate to